Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Nick, and I wanted to talk about the Phoenix Suns, man. Now, that's all this video is going to be about, dude. So, if you follow me for other content, you've been warned, man. This is about the Valley, man. This is about Phoenix Suns basketball, man. Because I got some things to fucking say about it. And I got a YouTube channel. You know, I just want to introduce myself first of all. You know, Arizona's been my home since 92, man. Summer of 92, family moved out here from England. And that was the summer they signed Barkley. That season, went to the finals, lost to the Bulls. Fucking Paxson 3, Game 6. Heartbreak, man. So I didn't like Jordan. I didn't like the Bulls. And after that, I still didn't. I mean, I rooted against those guys. You know, in 94, you had the Rockets. 95, the Rockets, man. So I hated the Rockets because, of course, they beat the Suns in the West. Seemed unjust, you know, because the Suns were a good team those years. Those were opportunities those years, man. And Suns were always good, man. You know, they were up in the high rankings during the 90s, during the Barkley years. And then even after the Barkley years, you know, they got Jason Kidd. And they always had a decent team. I mean, I remember, like, they were like an 8 seed in the playoffs, like, during the Kidd years. They weren't great, but they were okay. Marbury. Then you had the Nash years. And that fucking team should have won it, man. Brutal shit. Joe Johnson's fucking face getting smashed. I mean, that fucking play, that doesn't happen. The Suns probably win it that year. You know, the Amari suspension for getting off the bench after Ori fucking hip checks fucking Nash into the fucking announcer fucking table. They suspend Amari. You know, the whole, what was it, Donahue, the corrupt ref, fucking him over against the Spurs. You know? And then the fucking worst part, the fucking Ron Artest fucking putback. Meta world peace, man. Brutal, dude. Kobe airballs the fucking 3. West Finals, man. Game 5, dude, in LA. Suns fucking had a chance to steal Game 5 in LA, dude. Or was it in Phoenix? Maybe it was in fucking Phoenix. I fucking can't remember, dude. It was, LA had home, games 1 and 2 were in LA, so Game 5 was in LA. So the Suns fucking lost Game 5. Then they lost Game 6, but they lost the series in Game 5. The 2010 fucking West Finals, man. And then the dark years, man. And Booker, dude. The emergence of fucking Devin Booker. This guy, man. He's just like, he's like Kobe. Like, he's very similar to Kobe. And he's similar to Jordan. Not as explosive around the rim, but a better outside shooter. But he wasn't a great outside shooter until this year. This is the first year his 3-point's been up over that 40% mark. And that is where I think you separate really an elite shooter from a non-elite shooter from outside in the NBA. And he's got it, dude. He's got it, and he's a fucking closer, man. His mid-range game is sick. He can get a shot up over pretty much any defender in the NBA. He's going to get himself some kind of look at the basket. Very Kobe-esque in closing out situations. You got Booker, dude. You got Ayton. Big man, dude. This guy is one of the most valuable players in the league because of what he does on defense. He is capable, his ability to switch on a wing and to guard that perimeter is elite and incredibly valuable because it means you can have him out there against a team that's playing small ball like what the Clippers did last year in the playoffs against the Suns. Ayton was able to defend the small ball, and then he crushed him inside. With Gobert, he couldn't do that. He was getting crushed on defense because he couldn't get to the perimeter and close out on the shooters. And offensively, big men develop slowly, but he shows us some moves, dude. That turnaround and like he's making like a lot of his scoring, like he shoots at this really high percentage, but a lot of his shots aren't that easy. Like even though they're close in shots, he's doing good moves that are working from short distance, and that makes him dangerous. For sure. And that's something that's going to develop, dude. That post-up game, it takes guys years to develop that. And it's the NBA these days isn't it's not as big a part of the game as it was back during the 90s. But, wow, there's a helicopter going over, bud. So that's what that noise is. A lot of teams in the NBA these days, I see the Suns match up with them. They don't have anyone in the middle, dude. And if you don't have anyone in the middle, Ayton's going to kill you, dude. And he was hesitant early in his career to call for it on the block if he had a mismatch or a small guy guarding him. That's kind of gone away, dude. He's willing to grab the ball down there. Not only that, but playoff Ayton brought it to another level, dude. He was like averaging 20 and 10 on like 70% shooting in the playoffs, which was absurd. And he had flashes in there. There was one game, it was unbelievable the shit he was doing, but then he got in foul trouble early and it just threw him off. But he's got levels that he hasn't shown us yet. And I believe he's going to be, someday, I think he's going to be an all-time great big man. I think that's what he's going to develop into. And I think he's going to have the championships to go with that. Last year in the finals against Milwaukee, Saric tore his ACL in like game 1 or game 2. I think it was game 1. And that was their backup center. And that was their plug in the middle when Ayton's off the floor. If you look at, I think Ayton was a +9 for the series. So they weren't getting beaten with Ayton in the game. They were getting beaten when Ayton went to the bench. They had to play small with Torrey Craig. And, Frank Kaminsky, they didn't use him a lot. Maybe they could have used him more. But their weakness was in that backup center position. Now they have JaVale McGee, who, from watching him this year, he might be a top 15 big man in the league right now, and he's your backup center. I mean, he would be starting on any team that doesn't have an elite center. I mean, he might be a top 10 center. Like, his efficiency is absurd. Now, a lot of this is, you know, Ayton and McGee are benefited from playing with Chris Paul, who's the best point guard, by my estimation, that we've ever had in Phoenix. And that's saying a lot when you consider that we've had Nash, Marbury, Jason Kidd, and Kevin Johnson during the time that I've been watching them. But out of all those guys, Chris Paul's my favorite, man. He's defensively, he's awesome. You know, Jason Kidd was a good defender. I think Nash was the worst. But I think Kidd was the next best. But Chris Paul's got the defense. But the intelligence, the offense, nothing's out of control. Everything is methodical. Nash had that same type of, offensively, I think, Nash and Chris Paul are close. Nash might even have a slight edge because he was just a slightly better shooter. But, well, I don't know if he wasn't probably a better mid-range shooter. I'd have to look at that. Maybe, he was a good shooter. But he didn't have the defense. But, yeah, Chris Paul he makes centers look really good, dude. DeAndre Jordan looked really good when he played with Chris Paul. So did Blake Griffin. And then you fill in so you got all these guys. Then you got Mchale Bridges, who is the best perimeter defender I've ever seen on the Suns. And Marion was a hell of a fucking defender. But I am going to give that edge to Bridges because of his length, because of the way he disrupts the passing lanes, just the way he locks guys down. He's ridiculous. He's got those long arms too, which just, I guess Marion had pretty long arms too. Marion with lengthy. I think that's what helps. That's what helped Pippen. He was lengthy with the defense. But Bridges, to have him on your team, not only can he lock guys down, but he can shoot lights out from three. Then you got, you're not even done. It's like you got Cam Payne, outstanding backup point guard who also elevated his game in the playoffs. Cam Johnson, who also elevated his game in the playoffs. And these are young guys. I mean, except for Chris Paul, all these other guys are fucking young. And Chris Paul's minutes, you know, what he does, he might be able to do for another 3 years. I mean, maybe it bring his minutes down a little, but I don't think he's going to drop off much. And I think they play together really well. And I think they're the best team in the league right now. I mean, Golden State doesn't have the size to deal with Ayton. And Ayton can deal with Golden State defensively. So you can have Ayton out there, and when he's out there, he's going to crush them. And I don't care, like, you'll get hot, but you won't stay hot for a 7-game series. And Ayton and Mcgee are going to be hot the whole series because they're just not going to have any way to defend them. They're talking about this guy Wiseman. Is he like some second-year player? You think this guy's going to be able to defend that fucking pick and roll? No, the Suns are going to kill him, dude. I'm not worried about Golden State. I think they're a great team. I think you get Klay Thompson back. That can potentially make him even better. But I just don't think they can handle Ayton inside. And I sure as shit don't think they can handle playoff Ayton inside. Now, Brooklyn, if Kyrie is playing some of those games, they might be able to outscore you. They won't be able to guard you, but they also, you won't be able to guard them because they're just, when you have 3 of the best perimeter players in the game on the same team, you've only got one Bridges. You know, Chris Paul plays good defense. Booker plays decent defense. But he'll get burned by those fucking guys in isolation. Crowder plays good. I mean, the Suns play good I mean, if anyone can fucking guard him, it's the fucking Suns. But I just don't think anyone can. Because they'll isolate on they'll get Booker in isolation. And even though Booker is a good defender, he's not a great defender. I don't think. To the degree that he can guard. I mean, you have to be a pretty fucking elite defender to be able to guard either one of those 3 guys one-on-one. I mean, so I could trust Chris Paul guarding Kyrie. I think he could handle it because he can do it. He's a fucking great defender. I can trust Crowder. I can trust... Yeah, I mean... yeah, man. Dude, the Suns are fucking great, man. So I just think they're going to... I think they're going to win it this year. I think they've plugged up the hole against Milwaukee if they play Milwaukee again. I think it'd be cool if they did play Milwaukee again to kind of validate both franchises getting back there. And I think there's a good chance that could happen. Miami, Chicago. I don't think Chicago's going to make it to the finals. But hey, if they do, maybe we could avenge that 93 fucking loss. So, with that, welcome to my channel. Now, I'm not going to give you a lot of basketball coverage on this channel, but I did want to say that about the Suns. Because as far as I'm concerned, that's really all there is to say about basketball this year. Is the Suns are the fucking team. They're my team. And they're the team that's going to fucking win the championship this year. And I don't think this will be the last year they win it. They got to re-sign Ayton. I think they should have given him the max on the extension. But this summer, they got to give him the fucking max because of the value he has, dude. You lose him, you lose the team. You're not the same team. You might be good. You might be okay. But you won't be the team winning the championship. No fucking way. Because without Ayton, they can't beat Golden State at their own fucking game. Just in a shootout, in a small bowl, run up and down the court. They're not going to beat Golden State that way. Ayton is the key to beating Golden State. He's the key to beating the Clippers. He's the key to beating the fucking Bucks. You want to fucking deal with Giannis without fucking Ayton? Good luck. You know? So, keep eating. Yeah, but this channel is, I don't know what it's going to turn out to be. It's just videos about whatever I want to talk about. And today I wanted to talk about the Suns because I usually talk about global issues and shit, and I don't really have anything to say about it. Everything I got to say about it's in my book. It's called humandiscourse.com. Essentially, our economy's heading off a fucking cliff, and it's going to be a hell of a thing to fucking try to rebuild it, and the only way we're going to be able to do that is with freedom. And I explain how that works and how we can rebuild that and create a better world in my book that I will link in the description. So yeah, I wanted to put up a video about the Suns, and now that's done. So you guys have a good night.